Welcome to the Aesthetic Doctor Podcast. We don't shy away and keep secrets here. We empower you with education, telling you the truth about all things aesthetic medicine while encouraging you to be the best version of yourself. It's time to look great and feel good doing it. This is your host, mom, speaker, and board-certified physician, Dr. Judith Borger.
Hello, friends. This is Dr. Borger, and welcome to episode 72 of the Aesthetic Doctor Podcast. Today, I'm going to talk about something that has really stuck with me ever since I read it. So basically, last week, I was scrolling Facebook, like I'm sure none of you do, LOL, a lot of us do, and I came across this post in a mom group, and it basically said, I sometimes feel like just running away, leaving the kids, the dog, the job, the husband, just leaving it all behind and going to a place where nobody needs me, nobody wants me, and I can just be in peace by myself. And it was incredible how many responses this post had, like hundreds and hundreds of responses, where it just was all these women that said, yeah, thank you, I see you, I feel this, like I totally have these fantasies of running away. And just reading this and all of the responses has really stuck with me. So I just wanted to make an episode about it. So have you ever felt like just running away? Like just running away and leaving it all behind? Let me first tell you that if you feel that way, clearly you're not alone. Lots and lots of women are feeling this way everywhere, across the country, across what they do. So number one, I want to normalize how many people are feeling that way. Number two, I do want to say, if your fantasy of running away includes not being on earth anymore, that is obviously very serious. And I want to implore you to reach out if you're having suicidal thoughts or suicidal ideation, and please seek help. Suicide from overwhelm, burnout, depression, anxiety, and all the other things is way too common, and your life is worth living. And I say that because I was at a place of burnout and overwhelm and anxiety and depression where I had thoughts that everybody in my life would be better without me, and my children would be better without me. So please, absolutely seek help. Call a friend, a therapist, a family member, call me. Now we're going to go to the more, I'm not suicidal, but sometimes I just feel like running away from all of my responsibilities. And so number one, it's incredibly common. And why do you feel that way? I think it is definitely a sign of a degree of burnout, a degree of overwhelm, right? Because what we're talking about is escape fantasies where you literally thinking about escaping your life. And I have spent the last couple of years really so much effort on coaching and healing and changing parts of my life that I now don't feel those very often. But listen, I sometimes feel that way about my business. Oh, I should just sell my business and like never have to deal with the stress of it again when they deliver like new chairs on the curb in crates and I have to deal with that at 10 p.m. in the rain. But overall, I have those a lot less or never really. These days, I don't want to say never because we all feel that way. And I feel that way in different ways. But I have them way less when before that, I remember having this fantasy all the time. And sometimes like you just have the fantasy of even just going away. And let me tell you, it is a sign of burnout. It's has been shown too that other people that use a lot of escape fantasies, it can be a sign of anxiety, it can be a sign of depression. So, first of all, make sure that the underlying causes are addressed. What has really helped me with that has been, as I said, mindfulness, coaching, really taking this incredibly good care of myself and taking time for me, whether that is to sleep more and prioritize my sleep, whether that is to do my self development. And I have found that retreats are like an amazing way to live out that escape fantasy, right? Because you legit get to go somewhere for a couple of days and just take time for you, where no children need you, where you don't get asked mom 100 times a day, where you don't have to go to work, but literally you are just there for your own wellness. When is the last time you have been somewhere and somebody has said, "What do you want to do with your day today?" That didn't involve anybody else's considerations. It is true, maybe I don't feel the escape fantasy so often because I actually get to live my escape fantasy. I actually get to go on 2 retreats a year, every 6 months to the Miraval. And just as I'm starting to feel a little crispy, I know I have a trip coming up. So, escape fantasies. When there were tough times in my childhood, I used escapes. I remember one time I was locked outside in the winter for a couple of hours as a punishment for being late. And I made up this whole world of horses and fairy tales. And I just remember still that day because of the world that I created. That's such an aside. I'm so sorry. It has nothing to do with your life. But what I'm saying is, I get it. And, from a coaching perspective, the reason we create this desire to escape is because it's all about the feeling. We want to feel different than we're feeling right now. So, right now, you might be feeling overwhelmed, you might be feeling stressed, you might be feeling totally burnt out. And you're imagining this escape because you want to feel differently. So definitely take rest and relaxation and you time. And then we do have tools that we can work on how to actually now feel differently about the situation, right? So I'm always here to support you. I really just wanted to talk about this escape fantasy thing because it has stuck with me. Ever since I read that post, it has stuck with me. And I figured there were so many women out there, probably men as well, but this was a mom's group. There's so many women out there that feel this way. And I think the therapeutic part of this post was just to really show women that they are not alone, that this is common thought because of all the stresses that women, especially in the middle part of their life, face. And that's why I want to bring it up. Number one, you are not alone. This is a very common escape. Number two, there are some very safe and fun and amazing ways, like retreats, or sometimes maybe even just a night in a hotel to get some of that break, that mental reset, that clarity, and then come back into your world. And especially the nice thing about a retreat, if it is coaching combined, is that you can learn tools for better time management. You can learn tools for mindfulness. You can learn tools for just self awareness on how you react in a certain phase of life. And just also realize, though, that it is a sign of being burnt out most of the time, of being overwhelmed, of maybe possibly anxiety, depression. So, escape fantasies. I just really hope I could normalize those for you. And you have this one precious, this one amazing life. And so what I really just wish is that you get to feel now the way you want to feel. I'm sending you all the love into the universe. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Aesthetic Doctor podcast with Dr. Judith Borger. We'd love to connect with you outside of the show. Follow Dr. Borger on Instagram at Dr. Borger and find more online and ways to work with Dr. Borger at www.theaestheticdoctor.com. Until next time, be well.